Hey, it's another great word in the street. You've seen him before. You might be familiar with watching him and hearing his amazing voice on The Voice, but he's done so much even since then. Writer, singer, musician, producer. Where can I stop? And I would call him a raptivist or a rap journalist or just a
Yeah,
fantastic artist because he even sings some worship stuff too. But it's none other than the Will Champlin. How's it going, my man?
how's it going?
At the end of this interview, Will, we're going to show him your new video. It is epic. It is
Cool,
so
man.
cool, and I can't wait. But this new song, we're going to talk about victims and villains. Of course, I've never seen anyone able to so quickly respond to world events and then turn around a fantastic rap and media. I mean, it's always blown me away, man. And so I want to see everybody go and support Will Champlin, or as his artist name is Kill Will. Tell us where you got the name Kill Will from Kill
Well,
Bill.
yeah, actually, yeah, that's where I got it. I was like, I got to do the take on the Tarantino name
Yeah.
and Kill Bill. But I've been facing a little bit of a problem with this name because it did get me, it did get my two Facebook pages deleted,
Ah.
and it's just like, okay, Kill Will. I'm like, it's Kill, just a take on Kill Bill.
Right. Right. Right.
But the word kill, like I was asking AI about like this chat GPT, and I'm like, why is this happening? Why does this keep
Yeah.
happening? They're like, well, it's not the content, it's your name. That's throwing the algorithm off and making their moderation system automatically flag and delete your pages even sometimes. So I
Wow.
don't know. I am kind of at the drawing board. I hate to like shift gears, but I may go with another soon. I don't know how
Well,
that's going to work out.
your face, your voice, um, your sound. People still know it's you. All I have to do is hear you speak, and I know it's you. I know it's your rap. I know it's your singing, and you have that signature voice. And
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
and it is amazing, man. You're not limited to a genre. You're not limited to a type of event. I mean, gosh, you can do it all, and you have a little bit of it all. This new song, "Victims and Villains." My gosh, you start with some hip hop and rap, and then you go into what sounds like an old gospel, and I'm like, this
It's
this
starts
kid's,
off with like bluegrass, kind of
yeah,
like banjo
yeah.
point. I'm like, it's not AI at all. I'm like, I literally just like practiced the riff and played it down, and yeah,
Well, you
you
know
know,
what? I mean, the quality that you got going, and of course, no shame, no blame for people who use AI with music.
yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, it's just really, really good, and it's got that human element. But man, tell us what's we already know, but in your own words and perception, what sparked the writing of this song and producing the song?
Watching, listening, seeing seeing history unfold.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm like, well, I can't just be like, I can't just like, I don't know, like I know that there's a lot of like memists that are like, countering, typical and expected narratives.
right.
So I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know if that perspective is going to like just die off in a, what the collective likes to call like we're, after the aftermath we're gonna have Nuremberg 2.0
Hmm.
and all this stuff and all this like thirst and desire to, you know, uh flip the script and like, you know, uh hold their whole kangaroo trials after they caused the chaos. So
Right.
um I was like, I can't let this happen, man. I gotta like speak against this. Like, I gotta be like the one that's like they're gonna come knocking on my door
Uh-huh.
and be like, "You did this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did this."
Yeah. Well,
So
I
if that's the world we live in, like soon, um, I'm like, I'm glad, I'm proud to make this kind of art that counters, a grim future like that.
well, the bottom line is they've threatened a civil war before the last election.
For sure.
They're the scum of the earth, in my opinion. everything vile, everything evil, owned by our enemies, compromised by the CCP, the Muslim Brotherhood. The list goes on. And I
Right.
think at this point, none of us take them seriously. No one takes the mainstream media seriously anymore. No one takes
Yeah.
the left seriously. You have these monsters, these
Yeah.
soulless animals attacking innocents, and they don't care about that. But they
Yeah.
care about your response. A true narcissist provokes a reaction and then condemns the response.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I think it's safe to say that most of us, you know what, we're ready. Bring it on. Let's kick it off. I know that sounds harsh, but let me tell you, there are no
Hmm.
policies and procedures. There's no rules and regulations. You're not going to, these idiots, these useful idiots, as Marx called them, they're the ones who are shocked and surprised when they're thrown off buildings right after they help usher in. And throughout history, all you needed was less than 1% to be communist and the control of the media.
So,
So the fact that you are making media to counteract this communism, this Luciferianism, this pedophile jihadism, the
mhm.
fact that you're doing this, man, you took a risk and you drew your line in the sand a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have to do this, man. You're on The Voice, doing this and that and the other, and
I didn't. Yeah. Like I could have picked an easier path. I could have picked a much easier path.
but you didn't. And I believe, I mean, much earlier than Charlie Kirk. I mean, gosh, I think we might have met what 8 years ago, maybe. I'm not sure. During COVID when we were interviewing, I'm not sure, but
I saw him before a lot of this, like before a lot of this music I put out. He actually. Here's the thing. Here's some trivia. Some really great trivia. Um, he followed me
yeah,
long before this.
yeah,
Before I was doing any of this.
yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, he followed me. I don't know when, but it was like in 2015 maybe.
yeah. And you and I met, I think, 2020, not long
Yeah.
after I interviewed your dad. And but you've been consistent. I met Charlie in 2017, I believe.
Wow.
Um, we were in a green room at the Western Conservative Summit.
Nice.
Trump Jr. was there. Ben,
Wow.
I know that Ben Carson was there. I think Candace
Yeah.
Owens was there. So many were there. And here's this towering young man, handsome young man, but he looked like a kid. And he was so bold and outspoken and said, "Hey, I'm afraid we're losing our country. I got to do something." And it wasn't long after that that her turning point just exploded. But Will, you're answering the call. This
Oh
revolution
yeah.
has happened. They're claiming revolution on the left. Man, they ain't no revolution. And the reality is that they're such a small percentage, but the media makes them seem like the majority, and they're not. And
It's inflated. It's
they're
very
gonna find out the
inflated.
hard way. They're gonna find out the hard way they're the minority. But
Yeah, of
these animals have been threatening the Civil War for years. It's who they are.
course.
But with you, the point I was trying to make is you have been on the radar for a long time with your music, you're singing, you're rapping, you're producing. But
Yeah.
then you made a decision to stand up for America. And then after everything, every staged event, I believe, and the sleight of hand and all the stuff, even right now, this bizarre storm, ice. I've never seen 5 inches of ice that won't melt and that looks like epoxy and you can't even penetrate it. Up where I am, it's crazy. All across the Midwest at the same time. You're thinking what movements are happening right now. I know that sounds crazy, but you and I both know that we can't trust anything or anybody but God. But even this latest event, this latest staged event, and how interesting it was that buses and Antifa and pre-printed signs and T-shirts and pre-printed flags were already ready before the tragedy that caused the outrage, and we just don't buy it anymore. How soon after you saw these events did you start writing this song?
I think I started doing this like last week, week and a half ago, maybe. I started it. I was like, I gotta start cooking. I don't know how this is gonna come together, but I gotta start cooking. But like you said, the buses and stuff. Um, I do remember like um, there was trains like coming into Russia, 1917 trains with other international uh, imported passer through, because Europe has always been like an open door thing. So like
Mhm.
even when they had monarchs, they were still, yeah, you could pass through here and it's all good because it's a small continent. So they've always been used to that, and it's never been there. They've always done that. So even when like the Tsar was in power, and rightly so, they should have just like transitioned peaceful to like a better, you know, right of center government or something like that,
Right.
and then just let the guy live out his days. But no, they like, no, if we're gonna do this, we got to be cutthroat. So they imported massive like armies from um, they got a lot of red socialists from Germany and other places, France, and like all came into Russia to help the Bolshevik revolutions. It was all foreign imported, and
Right.
that's kind of what's doing here, like in a state level. So it's not might not be foreign imported, but it's like state imported.
A lot of it's foreign.
Sure. Yeah.
200,000 fighting age Chinamen,
Yeah.
and
I don't know if
yeah,
they're like part of the demonstrations necessarily. They're probably trying to lay low. I bet you anything. But yeah, the people that are part of the demonstrations are probably like, I've never, first of all, I've never seen so many angry white people like in my life. I'm like,
yeah.
that's like the majority of them.
White
I'm
liberals,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm like, and you're noticing other groups of folks are like sitting back, like,
The
I,
the
I,
the, the
I feel
Latinos,
it. I feel it. I feel like,
yeah.
like other groups are like, what's up with this picture?
Well, the Latinos, the black community,
Yeah,
even the Asian community for now, and they're like, and of course
not
the
our
black
problem.
community is like, hey, wait a minute, it was white liberals tearing down cities with BLM. It was white liberals with Antifa, and
Yeah,
and
trying to
they,
give them bad name and stuff like that. It's
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. But all that to say is, it's time to come together. A friend of
yeah.
mine, he helped drive the liberals out of Reagan's campaign. He helped Governor Abbott. He helped Cruz.
Wow,
So
that's
many.
cool.
He's got patriotsinaction.com, and he's helping
Oh yeah, that's right.
conservatives get elected because conservatives don't have all the money the devil has necessarily, and
True.
darkness is so united. They devour each other, but they're so united. And then look what happens. I mean, number one, they want a war against all whites, yet it's white people leading the charge, white liberals. Even Malcolm
Yeah.
X. It always amazes me how people will wear the Malcolm X T-shirts and not even listen to what he said. How stupid.
No, the guy
Malcolm
was
X.
smart. He was smart, and he had a great
Yeah,
awakening. He had
yeah,
I don't mean that like in that sense, but I mean he had like a very logical like awakening when he
yeah.
realized that his leader, Elijah Muhammad, was like polygamist and sex offender, all that stuff. Like he started distancing himself, and
He talked about
the
the white liberal and the media. Yeah.
and then boom, he was killed in front of his family, just like Kirk was.
How about that? People don't realize that. And
And I
and
was like,
so yeah. They'll march in the marches. We shall overcome, and God bless them. But the very people that they vote for, until recently, the party of the KKK, the party of slavery, the party of
yeah.
Native American genocide, the party of every scourge on this country, pretty much Jim Crow and more. And I'm embarrassed for
It's like
that.
we all know these things are atrocities and stuff, and it's like I think the divide is like where we don't agree with like the left side. It's like the disagreement is who perpetrated it, which faction of people perpetrated it, and that's
Right?
where our disagreement is, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Bottom line is, there's darkness that divides.
Hmm.
Everything anti-child, anti-woman, anti-man, anti-this, anti-that, and
Yeah,
the antithesis of everything. And then you have people who they love God, they love their country, they love their family, they just want to be left alone. They have
for
jobs,
sure.
so they're not being paid to protest. They're not paid thugs, you know. But all this stuff, it's the same cycle, and you think we would learn from it, cause and effect. But this is
Yeah,
nothing new. This is nothing new, and I miss Charlie. I wouldn't
yeah,
I wasn't
same here.
close with him, but I met him, and some of my friends. I mean, my friends were in his circle and
Hmm.
and such. But music is so powerful. You know, there was a Picasso that painted the painting of Guernica that exposed the nuclear testing of one's own citizens, and it caused a revolution. But that's the power of art.
Yeah.
And here you are, you're making art that will last, that's speaking against Marxism, which is pure evil. And you know, radical Islam loves the left.
No, no.
Now they'll throw homosexuals and transgenders and
Off
certain
buildings.
minorities off buildings, but they
Yes.
love them. They
They
love them.
love it when they're doing the work for them
Right.
in a
And
time where they need to achieve
and
dominion.
and then when
And
they reach a certain percentage, they start throwing them off roofs. Wait a minute. I thought we were one of you. I saw a clip from London. You know, these idiots, these liberal idiots that are protesting in London, and these Muslims are walking by with armed with knives and stuff. And hey, we're one of you. And he said, "You're not one of us." Well, wait a minute, bro. No, you're not one of us.
yeah, I
We're
love it
just
when it all kind of like socially backfires. But
yeah.
yeah, come to think of it, like I mean, look at Iran, like the Free Palestine crowd. They're not saying nothing about Iran.
Or the white
Um,
liberal women. Are all these women taking off their hijabs, being liberated, liking pictures of the Ayatollah with their cigarettes, and not a word from the mainstream media because they're not paid to care. But all that to say is your art, you didn't have
yeah,
to do it, but your art, man, it's going to last and it's making a
thank you, man.
statement. And people need to get behind it. There's a gentleman that he has a crazy following right now. His name is Nino America.
Oh,
And
I know Nino.
you know Nino?
He's a Latino dude. He's like a journalist or something, right?
Well, he actually is in the oil field in West Texas. And I was going to connect you guys after the show if
Oh,
you're not already
nice.
connected. But
We kind
all
of
that to
are,
say
but
is,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you
Me,
need to know each other and run with each other.
Nino's
And
cool, man. I hope you can share him this video, man. If
well,
you can, so
yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to send it to him as well. And he's a great guy. He put it all on the
yeah,
line, and no one attacks him harsher than Latinos that are illegal or liberal, you know. But the reality is that the Biden administration learned the hard way that Latinos don't jive with the transgender. They don't jive with killing your babies. They don't
yeah,
jive.
that's true.
They're more concerned, and the black community is actually more conservative in their views.
Yeah,
It's just
I
so
think
many of them
yeah,
have,
there's
yeah,
yeah, I think you're right with it. It's like they're watching all this stuff go down, and they know like how like white protesters are going up to ICE and trying to like ram the cars with them. They're like,
yeah.
well, and I start sharing the Chris Rock video, like how to not get your ass beat by the cops. And I was like, you should take a little notes from Uncle Chris here because if this was the real cops, and I will admit there is some animosity in some cop
Yeah.
forces
Oh yeah.
as opposed to like, and especially LAPD in the '90s, like, and they see somebody riding dirty, man, like
Yeah.
lights on, man. It's like we're gonna get the guy some trouble. Let's go give this guy some trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you got bad apples and bad players, and no one likes to generalize a whole demographic like the left, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Yeah, you know, but the reality is that I think people will find that there are not as many of these crazies uh, commonly in America as you would think they are. Yeah, they can group up a
Yeah.
big crowds when they pay them. And of course, the Somalis coming here and ripping off the American people by the billions. You know, the recruited illegal army by the Biden administration, $3,500 a month for EBT card, $5,000 a month for rent, $1,000 a month from the UN. Oh, that was conspiracy. No, it's not. No, it's
It's on
not.
the
And
record,
no,
man. I
no,
mean,
it's
it's
not.
like,
I mean, how treacherous and treasonous can you be? And so who's going to speak up about this? Well, Will Champlin will speak up about it, and
I'm
so will
really
I, and so
curious.
will
I'm
others.
really
Yeah.
curious because I think Shirley is like in California now.
Mm.
And I'm like, he's going. I think he's kind of doing the same thing. Let's check out, see which daycare center is like. I think I typed something. I'm like, I hope you go after the political fraud going on with the voter.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I hope you like try to expose some dirt in the electoral system in California and the those higher up. That's the power. That's the That's the cabal of power you need to like crush.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna do it. I don't know. I have a feeling. Who knows? But anyway.
I think he will. Well, at the end of this interview, folks, for those who watch the edited show, you're going to see this amazing video, and I'm actually going to restream it live a little later today. And it's going to air nationally on Monday night. But I'm just grateful, that you're doing what you're doing. You don't have to. You could play the game. You could be silent. You could just take the money, choose money over people. Choose another level of fame over your country, and betray them the way so many have, but you didn't, Will. And
Yeah,
and I'm blown
I
away by
am
that.
wearing. I kind of am wearing two hats in some regard. I mean, my stage name does not get tied. Thankfully, does not get tied in with my real name because that would probably be devastating. But
Yeah.
because there's a lot of I keep the lights on with my real name on in other projects. I feel like if they were to look at me like sinister, I would be like Vecna and Henry and like Stranger Things. Like nobody knows Vecna's Henry yet. I'm just still Henry, just chilling. I'm just this chill Henry guy. They don't know I'm Vecna, man.
Well, you've been doing other projects as well. I saw footage of you sitting at a piano, and doing a couple worship songs. That blew me away.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, you could do that too. Man, Simon Cowell loves gospel, and that's his favorite kind of
Yes.
music. And I know it wasn't his show that you were on, although you could have very easily been on. But your experience with the voice too. I'm sure, man, there were corridors right there open, waiting, and of course you have. I mean, you've had plenty of success, but the fact that you're willing to speak out when others aren't, that says a lot, man. And that encourages me to encourage you viewers to go to the link you see on the screen and go to the link you see on this live stream as we're filming as well. And I'm just looking forward to more people hearing your music and seeing your video, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I might try to DM Chad on X, man, see what he thinks of it.
Oh yeah, which Chad? Chad Prather?
Yeah, yeah.
Chad's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Chad, I call him Pastor Chad. He's a preacher. He's got some preach in him. He's very good. So, how would you encourage young artists right now with a couple of minutes we have left, using their art to speak up for what is right and to defend the innocent and to oppose evil?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I mean, that's a game that I'm not tasked with having to play and having to decide whether I want to
Right.
like make that type of music or not. I'm just like, well, might as well. They may be in a different position than me, so they may have a little different circumstances than I got, um, in their career paths. But I still wish them well, whatever that path is. But their circumstances might be vastly different, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I encourage everyone. You know what? Do what you know to do. And
Yeah,
only do what you can't not do.
can't
do,
not.
do what you can't not do. If you're like, man, I can't be silent about this, then don't be silent about it. And make your
Yeah,
make your voices heard. And there's a whole lot more of us than there are of them, folks. You can be sure of that. Don't be fooled by the lamestream media that hates you. They
for
care.
sure.
Yeah, be encouraged and use your giftings the way Will has. I've gotten so many cool views of you here on this interview, Will.
Cool, man.
It's so good to see your face, man. And,
Is it live right now or what's
yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
we are live. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, we've been alive. Yeah.
Where do I go? Are you guys at YouTube or something?
Well, right now it's on my Facebook page, but you'll
I
see it
got
on
you.
YouTube and several different places too. But
All right,
all
so
that
I
to
don't.
say,
Here's my thing. I don't have a Facebook page
that's
anymore.
I know because they try to censor you like they try to censor me. I'm surprised I have one still, but I'm excited though for people to see you and hear your amazing music. Folks, you're about to see an amazing video. So we'll go for now. Thank you so much, Will. And
Awesome. Thank you,
we'll see
Brant.
you on the next song.
Awesome, man.
somebody now to villainize. They spin the rhetoric and say we terrorize, but we don't want our cities full of rapists and drug lords, sicarios, jihads. They all want a holy war. We'll be fighting like the Wild Wild West days. Okay, corral in the clan gang, but they be playing victim with the cards they be given, and now they need the villain. Stand for our country, stand for our flag, while the blurring all lines to be right the past. The hunger for power can't buy our freedoms. Victims and villains gonna grab that cash. Oh. Victims and villains. Victims and villains. Victims and villains. Grab that cash, grab that cash. Y'all paid to protest, provoke the whole mess to try, baby, drive and post it on X. You live and you leer when you interfere. The fraud is exposed, so don't disappear. Yeah, I stand with ice, I pay with my life. And enemy lines, the right will unite. These mobs, they are Bolshevik armies paid by foreign countries, so God be the shield for Nick Shirley. Careful with the tires and your traction. Vroom, vroom, and they gonna take action.